This is Jan and welcome to my new channel Leo. Here you will learn the basics of C Sharp. If you are interested in C Sharp and if you have no knowledge of the C Sharp, this course is specially designed for the beginners who have no knowledge about this language, and this is the platform for you. Let's begin. What are the prerequisites? This course is for those who have a little bit knowledge about C and C++ because the code we write in C sharp language is near to same with the C and C++ language. So its syntax is similar to C and C++. If you have no knowledge about the C and C++, don't worry, we will teach you from the sketch, and you don't feel any hesitation to learn this lesson. Okay, what we will learn in this lesson? In this lesson we will learn about the introduction of C sharp language and .NET framework, integrated development environment, and the program basic structures. What is C sharp language? C sharp language is an object-oriented programming language developed by Microsoft in 2022, which runs on .NET framework. In the next slide, we will learn what about .NET framework is. C sharp is a powerful programming language. You can develop many applications like desktop applications, web applications, mobile applications, and many more. What are the desktop applications? Desktop applications are those applications which directly runs from your computer locally from your system, and the web applications are those applications which are hosted in the server and you can access it from the local as well as from the remote. Similarly, you are already aware about the mobile applications. You can also develop mobile applications for Android as well as iOS. Okay, what is .NET Framework? .NET Framework is nothing, it's just a software developed by Microsoft in 2022. Microsoft .NET Framework is the class, libraries, and developer tools. Many programming languages like C Sharp, VB.NET, F Sharp use this .NET Framework. .NET Framework, if you have .NET Framework installed in your system, then you can write C Sharp programming language. So this is a very necessary component or a necessary framework which must be available in your system before starting or writing any code in C sharp language. This .NET framework is a cross-platform and open source, and it is completely free. Okay, what is the structure of the .NET framework? When you write any programming language using any tool like C sharp, F sharp, or Visual Basic, then when you run your program or compile your program, it first compile your program from your code into an intermediate language, which we call it Common Intermediate Language, CIL. Then again your CIL, the last CLR, Common Language Runtime, executes the code into your device machine by converting CIL into machine code. It directly converts your intermediate language code into the machine code. Similarly, there are other components of the .NET framework which are FCL. FCL is the Framework Class Library. Framework Class Library is basically a library or a program, already a built-in program which you import or include in your code, and use these the built-in functionalities. For example, if you write something on the screen, you simply write console.writeLine. Similarly, if you write some data or some text into a file, then you need an input output library. Similarly, there are many libraries which you use which are built in, which you can reuse their functionalities in your program. Later we will demonstrate you about the FCL, and you will be able to learn and what is FCL actually. Okay. Again, we have already discussed common intermediate language. When you compile it, then convert your program into a intermediate language, which is basically a DLL or an exe extension file. Next, common language runtime. Common language runtime, it executes the CIL by converting into machine code. In addition to this, it provides following services. So this executes your code DLL or NXG into a machine code, and as well as it provides the services like exception handling, garbage collection, thread management, and type safety. So don't worry, you people, about exception handling, garbage collection, thread management. So we will discuss in the later lectures. Okay, the next thing is where you can write your C# code. Microsoft provides you an integrated development environment where you can write C# or VB.NET code into it. There are three versions, which are community version, professional version, and enterprise version. Here community version is free for all, and I have provided the link in the description. You can download the community version of the Microsoft, and you can write your code into the community version. Program basic structure. This is the basic program structure. So I have already installed Microsoft Visual Studio 2019, and I will write this program and I will explain one by one. Let's start our Visual Studio. Okay, here you will click on create new project. Click on here you will select C#, Windows, and initially we will select console, and later we will select desktop. Select console app.NET framework and click on next. Here is your project name, my first program. You can write any name, solution name, and the project name is the same. You can also change it. We are using the .NET framework version 4.5.2. you can change it accordingly or later versions. Click on create button. Okay, this program.cs, if you see this solution explorer, my first program is your project name or solution name. This is your solution name and this your project name, my first program, and here there is a program.cs file, its extension is .cs. CS stands for C#. Program.cs. Here in this CS this is a line of code. We will discuss it line by line. Here you can see the word using. If you have heard about Java or C and C++, we use it include. You can include any library or a built-in library into your program. I have already discussed in the previous slides about FCL. This is the framework component. FCL framework class library. These are the built-in libraries, comes with the .NET framework, and you can use it in your program and reuse the functionalities where you required. Okay, system similarly using system.collection.generic. using system.link. There are many, 1 2 3 4 5 6, there are 6 libraries which we have included in our system. By default, when you create your project, by default it will comes with the program. Okay, next is namespace. What is namespace? Namespace is nothing. Namespace is just the your solution name, your project name, your directory name which you have given. So it's actually a directory name. You can see it, my first program. This is your namespace. Next is the class. Every inside the namespace you must write a class, because C# is an object oriented programming language. You have already discussed, you have already learned or familiar with the class in C and C++, which is an object oriented concept. Next is the program is the class name. This is the user defined name, and after that there is a main function. You have already familiar, if you have learned C and C++, main is the starting point of your program. Inside the main program we will write our code. Our first example is we will want to write hello world on the screen and we want to print it. So let's write console.writeLine hello world. Okay, let's start. Click on start button and you will see a screen and it will disappear immediately. If you want to hold it, you will write console.readLine. readLine is the input which takes an input from the user, and when you input any key then it will disappear. Okay, so okay, here the cursor is blinking and it is asking from the user an input from the keyboard. When I press any key it will disappear. Okay, console.writeLine. Okay, if you comment this line using system, comments is used to disable the line which you want to disable from your code. So we have disabled this line of code using system. So you can see console is underlined because it is undefined. It does not recognize what is console is actually, because this console is defined in this system class. When I include it, error disappears. The remaining libraries I will remove it, because in this program we haven't any usage. So if you again comment it and click on start button, it will give you an error message because it does not recognize. You click on this, the name console does not exist in the current context. This means that these programs or this compiler don't know about the console is the class and writeLine is the function which is built inside the system class. Okay, I hope you have learned what I have expected, and if you have any questions you can write it in the comment section. Okay, let me know if you have any questions. Okay, thank you very much, and let's if you are ready then you can move to our next lecture. Thank you.